Holy smokes, it's Troy Casey, the Certified Health Nut, reporting for naturalnews.com. Today we have Paul Chek here, who I believe is the preeminent holistic teacher on the face of the planet. And I wanted to ask Paul, what's your whole feelings and sentiments around this raw milk bust and what's happening with the FDA taking away and confiscating $30,000 worth of food?
Well, really, in my opinion, it's organized crime. I grew up on a farm milking cows, and in my entire life living on a farm, I never once heard of a bacterial outbreak causing anybody to be sick. Any of the farmers that farm and raise their own milk,
nobody.
Yeah, they gotta take care of themselves.
Right.
So if animals are getting sick, they're going to make immediate changes in that. The whole issue of pasteurizing milk began as a means to increase the shelf life of the milk so they could transport it long distances and to reduce spoilage. It has nothing whatsoever to do with the health of the milk. So my whole thoughts on this is organized crime at its best, being pawned off as a support to community service, which is absolute horse crap at its best. It's just pure, and that's a criticism to horse crap, which is useful in nature. So the reality of it is we've all got to get together and we've all got to take responsibility for protecting the natural resources that ultimately are the foundation of health itself. There's many, many false concepts being promoted out there, and this milk thing is really just an example of how dangerous it is for us to be passive and turn the matters of our own health and well-being over to what is technically called the state. And it's the state that makes fighter jets and goes after oil fields and rapes the planet in the name of Americans. We've got to get hip to that.
Not my name.
If we can take the money that they're spending on abuses worldwide and convert it into re-manifesting our topsoils, cleaning the water in the sky, we'll all be able to live healthfully. And remember, your body is the basis of your mind. Your brain's only as healthy as the blood it's living in. Your brain's only as healthy as the blood it's living in. So when we get all these racy ideas as we're eating synthetic vitamins and microwave packaged crap, we're not displaying intelligence at all. We're fast on our way to planetary extinction, and allowing events like this to go unnoticed and unrecognized as a mode of action. We must stand up and say we refuse. If I was there, I would have got everybody to barricade the building so those guys could not have get in there, because ultimately what they're stealing from us is life itself, and that's unacceptable.
That's extremely powerful. So you're talking about rising up action. So what does that equate to for like your average person? Just buying organic, voting with your dollars? Is there something more that human beings can actually do?
Yes.
What is the most practical thing somebody out there in cyberspace can do?
Talk about it on blogs. Talk about it on YouTube. Share with your neighbors. Talk about your experiences of how much better and different you feel when you're eating whole food, whole dairy, unpasteurized products. What's the difference in your skin? What's the difference in your vitality levels, your digestion? People don't know these things. The best thing you can do is share the love, share your experiences. One of the things we can do is support local small farmers. They are dying on the vine. Did you know that recently it was shown statistically that small farmers had the highest rate of suicide in the world? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the people that are feeding us are committing suicide because the large agro-corporations are closing in on them and undercutting them so bad, and companies like Monsanto are selling fake seeds that don't work, and then the farmers are not allowed to ever plant normal seeds on their ground again. It's the most sick, sinister plot you've ever seen. $160,000 farmers commit suicide in India in a very short period of time due to these kinds of issues. if we don't get together and stand up for what is rightfully ours, as Chief Seattle said, how can you sell the land? How can you sell the water and the sky? This concept is old, dangerous, and dumb. The best thing we can do is support the local farmers, share our truth, get out there and inspire people. Take your clothes off and say, look, this is what happens when you live healthy. We've got obesity and disease amongst children. We got fat, sick doctors. We got flight attendants who used to have weight requirements that now can barely fit in a seat. We're watching the world fall apart right under our nose, and it's all scientifically validated. How do you figure? Right? This is horseshit. By definition, pasteurization means there is no enzyme activity in the food itself. That means it's not a food anymore. It's dead. If you're killing the bacteria, you're killing the food, you're killing its potential to sustain life. And research, for example, on organic food shows it will last far longer just sitting off the shelf than commercially raised food will without even refrigeration. We start living off of synthetic pills and synthetic foods. It's amazing. Lord Sainsbury from Sainsbury Food Chain in England was given an award by the Food Manufacturers Association for producing the largest amount of synthetic food. I think it was the year 2002. He sold $13 billion worth of synthetic food. Do you realize that that means people aren't even eating food? That's plastic laboratory garbage. We are headed towards Soylent Green. Right. If people don't stand up and start protecting their rights to water and to the soil and to protect our topsoils and to control the use of the water and soil and stop monocropping and the use of dangerous farming chemicals, we are going to see childhood diseases, childhood suicide, and disease and mental emotional disorders of every possible kind go through the roof. And this issue with milk is nothing but a symptom of a much, much bigger problem. In other words, what we're seeing going on with milk is going on with vitamins. It's going on with food. Look at radiating food. Now we can't even get fruit juice that hasn't been pasteurized. If you pasteurize something, you kill it. We gotta stand up, share the love, and lead by example. And remember, the only way we can heal humanity is one cell at a time. And that means start at right here with your own health. And when you're wearing it, share it. Until then, find people that know how to do it to get you there fast. Let's do this thing.
Power to the people. Thank you so much, Paul. That's going to help a lot of people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.